Now class, again, picking up where we left off, we need to find the common denominator of these fractions inside of this parenthesis. We have 6 and 2. We can find their prime factorization by going over here to the side. 6 prime factorization is 2 times 3, and we already know that 2 is prime. They have these 2's in common. You write them once, and we'll bring down this 3. So their common denominator is 6. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write the parenthesis over here. So our denominator would be 6. So we would take the new denominator divided by the old denominator. And let me just tell you this. Because our common denominator, or our least common denominator, is 6, and this already has 6, we could just write it as is, since it already had a 6. Now, we could take this new denominator divided by this old denominator. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And we would take this 3 and multiply it by this 1. 3 times 1 is 3. So now we would bring down our 2 and 1/3, and we have minus 1/6 plus 3/6 we know is 4/6. Now we can simplify this 4/6 by taking the prime factorization of 4, which is 2 times 2, prime factorization of 6, which is 2 times 3, and it simplifies out to be 2/3. So we add 2 1/3 minus 2/3. Now, we can find, first of all, we need to change this mixed number. We can change this mixed number to an improper fraction. Our denominator would stay 3. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7/3 minus 2/3. Now that we add 7/3 minus 2/3, our denominator is 3, and 7 minus 2 is 5. Now, since we started off with a mixed number in this problem here, we need to change this 5/3 to a mixed number. So we would take 3 and a 5. 3 goes into 5 once. 1 times 3 is 3, and 5 minus 3 is 2. So our remainder here is 2. So our final answer here would be this number in front of the remainder would be your integer. Your denominator still would be 3, and your numerator would be 2. So your final answer here is 1 2/3. Now we go back up here to problem number 20. Now what I like about problem 20, it has the same thing as problem 19 as far as inside the parentheses. So we know when we were done with the parentheses, our answer was 2/3. So we have 1/4 plus 2/3 divided by 2/3, because 1/6 plus 1/2 gave us 2/3 here. Now look here, we have addition and division. We know we would do the division first. Now when we have any number divided by itself except 0, we know that equals 1. So that'll be 1/4 plus 1. Now a fraction plus an integer or a whole number would just give you that integer or whole number and the fraction together. So your final answer would be 1 1/4. Now we scroll down here to problem number 21. Now, we look inside this parenthesis, we cannot do anything inside here. But this parenthesis is taken to the second power. So we will have 15, and we know this is the same as 2/3 times 2/3. And then this is plus, we know this 5 squared is the same as saying 5 times 5, and that's over 3. So we can make this 15. We can make this 15 over 1, and this will be 2 times 2, which is 4, and 3 times 3, which is 9. Plus, this will be 25 over 3. Now, 15 times 4 will give you 60, and 1 times 9 is 9, plus 25 over 3. Now, we can find a common denominator of 9 and 3. 9 breaks down to 3 times 3, and 3 is already prime. We have one set of 3's that match up. We write it once, and we have an extra 3 here. So our common denominator is 9. Since this already has a denominator of 9, we could bring down the 60 over 9. Plus, this 3 would become a 9. So to find our numerator, we take the new denominator divided by the old denominator. That gave us 3, and we'll multiply it by this numerator. 25 times 3 is 75. So now, we have 60 plus 75, which is 135 all over 9. Now, we can simplify this out. Taking the prime factorization. The prime factorization of 9 is 3 and 3. Now, to find the prime factorization of 135, we need to go off to the side here. We will have 5 times 27. 27 breaks down to 3 times 9, and then 3 times 3. So we will have 3 3s and 1 5. So they have 2 sets of 3s in common. Your numerator would be 15. Your denominator would be 1. So your final answer here is 15. Now this problem here was a little lengthy, but we still was able to get through it. So now we're done with the competency exam review.